Hi, whenever you feel sick or in pain, where do you usually go? Okay, I know the usual answer is to see a doctor, right? But how about after seeing a doctor, or maybe you just need a over-the-counter medication? I bet you go straight to Mercury Drug, correct? Mercury Drug just turned 80 years this March of 2025. Though it is a household name, but not many people know who the man behind this life-saving pharmacy. In this video, let's uncover the humble beginnings of Mercury Drug and to answer the question some people are wondering why there are no Mercury Drug in SMOs. A boy by the name Mariano was born on August 1921. He grew up in a humble home in Manila. Early in his childhood, he was already exposed to the harsh reality of poverty in life. When his parents ran out of money, he was forced to stop schooling and start working. He knew he must work hard to survive in life, which he earned that reputation in his small community. Before World War II, Mariano worked in Farmacia Central, perhaps the only reputable pharmacy during that time. It was owned by Dr. Jose T. Hanqui, who was the very first Chinese doctor to serve the Philippine government because of his expertise in stopping epidemics like cholera. It was here that Mariano learned the basics of operating a business and exposed him to the world of medical industry. Fast forward to World War II, the Japs invaded Manila, wreaking havoc everywhere. This includes Farmacia Central. This left Mariano jobless with no other source of income, and as if that's not enough lemons in his lifetime, he lost both of his parents too. He is all alone now. Life would never be the same again. In 1945, when the war was over, the Philippines was in ruins. Medicines were hard to find, and whenever supplies arrived, only wealthy people can afford them. Needless to say, Filipinos desperately needed cheap and reliable access to medicine. It was at this time Mariano saw the golden opportunity. He had a 100 peso savings with him, which was a decent amount in present day value. It's like 15 to 20,000 pesos, which he could use as capital to buy medicines in bulk, then resell them as retail. Or in Tagalog term, it's called tingi-tingi. It was unheard of at the time. Nobody was doing this kind of business. He needs to be strategic on this one. Otherwise, if this is a failed venture, he could starve to death. So he thought of this miracle drug called sulfathiazole, an antibacterial drug that can cure almost any infections. So he started selling them in single doses because most Filipino couldn't afford to buy the whole bottle. This simple but genius move made medicine accessible to ordinary people. It may not be a massive success immediately, but it was a slow growth. Slowly, he was able to grow his capital and keep repeating this method, then add more medicine to his product list. You want to know the key ingredient to his success? Honesty. While other merchants cheat by selling counterfeit medicine, he stayed true to his mission, selling original and non-expired medicine. Thus, the slogan, nakasisigurado, gamot ay laging bago. Not long enough, he opened his first store in Bambang, Manila on March 1945. He called it Mercury Drug. Now, why the name Mercury Drug? Mariano got his inspiration from Mercury, the Roman god of commerce, messenger, and prophet. This god is also associated with speed, a brand that he wanted people to remember what Mercury Drug is about. For 20 years, Mercury Drug remained just one store in Bambang. But Mariano has an innovative mind. In 1948, he pioneered delivery service of medicine. Then in 1952, he wanted to be true to his cause by implementing longer operating hours. Initially, it was just 17 hours per day, open 7 days a week. Then eventually, it turned to be 24/7 open. But what really took them off the launchpad was in 1963, when the Ayalas invited him to open a second branch in Makati City, which was being developed to be Philippines' first business central district. It was here he introduced the concept of self-service pharmacy, where customers can now directly add non-prescription drugs on their cart. In 1965, the third branch was opened in Quiapo, Manila, right beside Quiapo Church. In 1976, Mercury Drug acquired Medical Center Drug Corporation. They are now also selling medical supplies, which means doctors and hospitals are now part of their customer base. The growth was unstoppable. They expanded further outside of Metro Manila, reaching major cities like Cebu. But If there is one place you will never find a Mercury Drug, it's inside SM malls. Okay, let's discuss the elephant in the room for a moment. There are two versions of these unverified stories. Hence, that's why this is called urban legend. To understand the story, you need to know who the founder of SM. His name is Henry C. If you don't know him, that's fine. Like, who knows this guy anyway? That's why I make a separate video about him. The link is in the description. Anyway, so the first story goes like this. When Henry was starting out as a retailer, he approached Mariano, who was already quite an established businessman at the time. So Henry was not yet that established. Henry requested to put some of his merchandise inside Mercury Drug, to which Mariano rejected the idea. This became the fuel for Henry's desire to never allow Mercury Drug inside SM malls. With it, Henry even brought Watsons to every single malls as a substitute. The second story goes like this. Again, Henry wasn't that established yet. Maybe he was still in his 20s. He was still selling shoes on cart, so it has wheels. Then he positioned it in front of Mercury Drug. However, the security guard shoo him away. So again, Henry vowed to ban Mercury Drug in all SM malls. This is the one I heard when I was in college. Okay, so what's the truth then? Well, both Henry and Mariano had no comment when they were asked about this. We only have their official statements from both parties saying that they respect each other as a businessman and that they do not hold anything against one another. As to the real reason why, well, according to Henry's daughter Teresita, rental rate is the real reason. They just can't agree on the price. If we dig deeper into SM Holdings Company, they also own Walter Mart, which we can see Mercury Drug stores inside Walter Mart. Okay, so now enough with the chismis. Let's go back to the main story. At some point, Mariano has to retire, right? So he passed the baton to his eldest daughter, Vivian Cue. She was very brilliant. Vivian graduated cum laude for the Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy at the University of Santo Tomas. She's not just smart, she inherited her dad's hardworking nature as well. She decided to start at the lowest rank by being the staff assistant and earn her way up to the ladder. This solidified her character to lead the company onto new heights. And true enough, she took over her dad's office as president in 1998 when Mariano finally retired. Under her leadership, Mercury Drug introduced further innovations like Gamot Padala, where you can order online and deliver right at your house. Mercury Drug Drive-Thru, another first in this industry. Pharmacy counseling, where customers may consult which medicine is best for them. And of course, the Suki card, where you earn loyalty points. But that's not all. Rich people do what rich people do best. She formed Mercury Group of Companies Incorporated, where they invested to several sectors like cosmetics, insurance, hospital, laboratory equipment, and real estate, and even agriculture. Vivian became one of the top 10 richest individuals in the Philippines. In 2012, she was named the highest individual taxpayer by BIR. And how much she paid the government? A whopping 131 million pesos. To this day, Mercury Drug still ranks the number one spot with over 1,200 branches nationwide. They remain the undisputed trustworthy pharmacy in the country. However, just like any drug, everything has its expiration. On April 2025, Vivian passed away. While her dad built the foundation and brought Mercury Drug to save lives, Vivian revolutionized many aspects of the company to further their advocacy. Even beyond their death, the mission still lives on through Mercury Drug Foundation. This is a non-profit organization that grants scholarship to pharmacy students and, more importantly, helps poor people get access to free healthcare and medication. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next story.